Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the Breeva A5 Air Purifier by TCL. So in this video we're going to unbox it, check out all the features, and you'll see if this filter is right for you. Alright, so let's get started. Alright guys, so this is the box that the Breeva A5 comes in. It's not too big, but not too small either. And this is the A5 model. They do have smaller models, and that'll correlate to how large your room is or how much area you're trying to clean. So on the box, we can see a picture of what it looks like. The total weight of the shipment is 17 pounds. So let's go ahead and open it up. So this is what we see on top. Looks like our manual, and on the inside looks like we got some kind of corrugated cardboard that's formed in two pieces. So let's go ahead and slide it out. All right, well, that's quite interesting how it's packed. I can see the power cord here on the side, and it just comes out of one of the ends. I'm gonna raise this up. And here we can see the filter. So that is the bottom where the cord is, and it is plastic wrapped. So yeah guys, very simple packaging and quite easy to get it out of the box. Pull the plastic off. So right off the bat, really like the design, quite unique looking, and also the materials, because we do have metal here on the bottom and then plastic here on the upper portion, and also appears to be something here in the crack, maybe a light. So let's go ahead and glance at the manual here. So here we got a page that explains all the parts. So on the top we got the air outlet, the control panel, then the bottom portions are inlet. We got a bottom cover of some sort that I think we can pull off, and then there's a filter inside also. And so probably the more important part is the functions on the control panel, which are explained very well here. Also maintenance and troubleshooting, and the rest of the book is just in more languages. So yeah, so before we plug it in and check out all the features, let's go ahead and look at the main function of this device, which is the air filter. So if we lay this over, or maybe we can set it upside down. Does it sit? Okay, yeah, so it is made to just sit upside down, which is kind of interesting. And so this is what the bottom looks like of the filter. So we got 4 rubber feet, and they're pretty squishy and grippy, so that's nice. And if we look here, we have like kind of like a cover on the bottom, and if we twist it, it should open up. There you go, so it just pops right up. And there are indicators which way to turn to unlock it and lock it. And this is how we get to our main filter that just comes right up. And we're gonna talk about all the filtration here in a second. Let's go ahead and look what's inside. So you guys can maybe see, there's kind of like this cone, and then there's a motor in there. And also, if you guys can see where my hand is back there, this is where the sensor is. Kind of hard to see, but through the mesh here. And that is an air quality sensor that monitors the air. But let's go ahead and check out this filter. So we have a 5-stage filtration, and it starts with mesh here. So it's just a grill kind of. So it'll, you know, capture more of the larger particles. But then once you get to the filter, we have a really fine mesh all around, and it is stitched right here. And that's to protect from medium small items to get into the HEPA filter, and that's what the white part behind there that you see. So what's great about this is that it's very maintainable, meaning that whenever this part kind of clogs up, you can just vacuum it and continue using it, because it'll catch a lot of the bigger things and not clog the actual HEPA filter behind it. So this is a very smart design. It really helps with the long life for this filter. And so on the inside, maybe you guys can see a little bit, maybe not, but after the HEPA, there is some carbon filtering, reduction of odor and smells that are in the room, but the majority of the fine particles and dust will be caught by the HEPA. Now after the air goes through here, it'll go into the main unit and blow out the top, and this is where it has additional air cleaning qualities like the UV sterilization and also ionizing. So yeah, this A5 here has everything you would want in a home air filter. So as you saw there, the filter just pops in there, and I don't think it really matters which side goes where. And then we're going to put our lid back on. So we just have to line it up, and then it's going to fall in, and then we clockwise to lock it in. just like that. So yeah, that's our filter, and you guys can see our power cord here. It does come out at the very bottom. All right, so let's flip this thing back around. So on the back, we can see we got some stickers here with some cautions warning you about checking your filter often, or you could cause a fire if it gets too clogged. Also the ozone rating, which has the parts per million for the, I guess, square meters. And then here we got the manufacturing label, which tells us the model number A5, operating voltage and frequency, and most importantly, the rated power is 60 watts, and that's going to be the maximum that it draws. And it's actually quite less than that at lower speeds, which makes this pretty economical as far as power consumption goes. And here, looking at the very top, we can see our main control panel on this section here, and this is our exhaust port where the clean air will come out. So these look like they're touch capacitive. We got on, off, mode, timer, filter, air quality, the Breeva shield, lock, and then the ambient LED light, which is right there in between. So what's great here is we do have manual controls right on the filter itself. So let's go ahead and plug it in. So we do get a pretty long cable that looks like about 5-6 feet, which is really nice because you don't have to be too close to the plug. And by the way, the size of the A5 here is 11 by 11 inches, and that's the roundness of it. And it's 24 inches tall, which is right at 2 feet. All right, so I plugged it in and it made a little beeping sound. You guys can see we have a glowing power button here. And okay, so these are just words and the buttons themselves are the glowing part. So let's go ahead and click that. And there it goes, so it's on. And it shows us here what is at work at the moment. So we got fan at automatic, there's an A there. So here we can set the timer manually up to 8 hours. So it goes 1, 2, 4, 8. So this is our filter reset button. So whenever the filter needs to be cleaned out or changed, this is going to warn you here, and you can reset it by holding this button. So this is our air quality indicator, and it uses that special sensor there in the back that we saw. And it's actually a pretty unique laser sensor that determines the particles in the air. And so this will change color according to what kind of air we have. So it looks like we have pretty clean air because it's staying white. If it changes to yellow, that means it's moderate, and red means poor quality air. So here we have the Breeva shield, which is going to turn on our ionization and also our UV sterilization. So if we click on that, that's going to activate those features. And here we have a lock. So if you have little children that like to push buttons, you can hold this for a few seconds and it will lock all of the controls where you can't do nothing. And you guys can see the lock flashes indicating that it's locked. So to unlock it, we're just going to hold it about 4 seconds, looks like 3 seconds, and it unlocks. And the last button we have here is ambient lighting, and if we turn that on, we have a really nice glowing light here between the two pieces of the air filter and the upper capsule, splitting the body in half kind of with this warm light, which is be really good for like a night light for children, or even just, if you like the aesthetics of it, it does look very pleasing. It's a very natural warm glow. So yeah, these are all the controls and how they work. Very simple and intuitive. So if we didn't want this, we could turn it off. And by the way, the filter will let you know whenever your filter is getting close to needing replaced by some audible beeps and also flashing red according to the manual. And then as it comes to the end of its life, it's going to beep more times and flash more constantly. So yeah, it'll definitely let you know when it's time to check your main filter and either clean it out or replace it completely. So I don't know if you guys can hear it at all right now, but it's at its maximum speed and there's actually quite good airflow coming through here. But let's go ahead and turn it down here. So this is actually sleep mode or night mode, and this is supposed to be ultra silent. And if you guys noticed, all of these lights are dimmed down. So during night mode, or also known as sleep mode, it goes into ultra quiet mode, which the fan is still spinning. I can feel the air coming out, but it's very, very low and quiet. So, if you're bothered by fan sound, you can go into sleep mode and still have your air filtered just at a lower rate and not be able to hear this thing at all. Now, if we go to 1, you can see our lights kind of get a little brighter there, and we do have more air coming through. Still ultra quiet, but you can definitely hear it now for sure. And then we got 2, which is going to go even faster. Okay, so I just realized, guys, that we were on auto and the fans were naturally already at 1, so we're getting quite a bit of speed now. Okay, yeah, so I can definitely hear it now. I was wondering why it was kind of slow at 3, but now it makes sense. It's really blowing out air like crazy right now. And it's very loud. So yeah, 1, okay, and then if you click it again, it goes to auto, which, regulates the speed according to what the air quality is. So yeah, pretty cool. I think I would keep it in auto and just let it figure it out on its own where it wants to be. Unless it's bothering you, you can manually set that to any of the speed you want, including the sleep mode. So for the next part, I want to let you guys hear what each fan speed it sounds like. Right now it's on auto. I'm gonna go to sleep mode. So this is supposed to be very quiet, so it's toning down, and I'm gonna just bring my microphone on around it so maybe you guys can hear, or at least compare the different modes. So this is the sleep mode. So now we're going to 1, and it does take a second there or a few seconds to ramp up. And I can tell you guys from sleep to 1 is quite a big difference. All right, so let's go to 2. Also a pretty dramatic difference from 1. And then we're going to go to 3, which is the fastest setting, and it's very loud. So yeah, I wouldn't probably want to use 3 unless I need to really, filter the air quickly. And now we're back on automatic, which goes to about, looks like 1 or something, so much quieter. Overall, guys, I really like this thing, and it's quite simple and very intuitive. And I like the fact that it has the 5-stage filtration, which has the fine mesh, the HEPA, the carbon, with UV sterilization and ionization. So if you get the A5 in the Wi-Fi version, which mine is not here, you can download an app called TCL Home and be able to control it from the app, the various settings and things like that. But probably more importantly is being able to see the air quality in real time in a lot more specific increments on the app itself. So yeah, if you care about all those things, make sure you do look for the Wi-Fi version. If you don't, this one here is the Wi-Fi less model, which I think some people might prefer anyways. If you are Wi-Fi conscious, like some of us are, then this one here would be the ideal choice. So this unit here is good for rooms up to 365 square feet, which is pretty much all bedrooms and offices and things like that. And even larger rooms, over time it will clean up the area. Now, if you do have a lot of heavy dust or just really bad air quality, this is rated for up to 365 square feet. But if your air quality is not terrible, obviously this thing would do great even in larger rooms. So overall, I think this thing really delivers on cleaning the air. It has all the right filters. So if clean air is important to you, definitely check out the Breeva A5 here. And if you don't need a large filter like this, they do have smaller models. And as you guys know, this can be used for multiple applications. Like if you have a newborn, this would be great to have clean air. Or let's say even your office, you don't want a lot of dust everywhere. This will help maintain that. And also, if you are worried about bacteria and pathogens and viruses floating around, this also will do great because it does eliminate 99.97% of anything in the air. And you definitely want to turn on the Breeva Shield if you're after viruses and bacteria. And the carbon filtration does eliminate odors and smells too. All right, well, if you are interested in this thing, I'm going to have some links in the description. Check it out. Again, if you want Wi-Fi, make sure you search for that. And I'll try to include the different models that are available. And if you guys did enjoy this video, then hit that like button. If you want to see more reviews like this and other things I do on this channel, then stay tuned for more. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.